Hello, I'm Scott Thompson, the man in the kitchen. Today I'm going to be making macaroni and cheese. I've noticed a lot of times recently I've gone out to dinner and they have lobster mac and cheese on the menu. But I am routinely disappointed because it's always just little flecks of lobster in there. You can never really taste it. It's kind of like what they did with lobster ravioli. So today I'm going to go ahead and make macaroni and cheese with jumbo lump crab meat. So this will be my crab mac and cheese. So take a quarter stick of butter, put that into a pan, melt it on the stove, and then add 2 tablespoons of flour. You're going to stir the flour into the butter and just keep mixing it until it's even. What I have in here is 3 cups of buttermilk. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of sour cream. And then add it to the roux. Now I've taken the pan off the stove for a moment to show you. The next step here is just to add 2 tablespoons of Old Bay. Now I use 2 heaping tablespoons because I like the Old Bay seasoning. What the Old Bay seasoning does, besides just adding flavor, it stretches out the flavor of the crab meat. Your mind associates the flavor of Old Bay with crab meat. So even though we're only using a pound of crab meat, it's probably going to taste like 2. Next up, we're going to add the cheese, the crab, and the macaroni in that order, but we're going to do it over the stove. And here's the cheese. It's 2.5 pounds of grated cheese. In my 2.5 pounds, I have 1 pound of orange cheddar, 1 pound of white cheddar, and half a pound of mozzarella. Normally when I make macaroni and cheese, I use smoked Gouda. However, because I'm making crab mac and cheese, the smoked Gouda tends to overpower the crab meat. So I've substituted mozzarella this time. Go ahead and add the cheese in. And blend the cheese in until it is incorporated. Here's simply a pound of crab meat. We're going to add that next. And this is really what's going to set it off. Finally, you can't have macaroni and cheese without the macaroni. Here I have 1 pound of elbow macaroni, pre-cooked, and I'm going to add that now. When you're stirring in the crab meat and the pasta, you're going to notice that the mixture is going to be more liquid around the edge. What you want to do is fold from the edge inward to incorporate it more quickly. Now it's all cooked. I fortunately have a pan with a handle on the other side. I'm going to dump it into a casserole dish that I also know fits. We got it all. I'm going to flatten it out. I like to top my macaroni and cheese with a little bit of breadcrumb. Just like that. And there we go. Now I'm going to put this in the oven at 300 degrees for about half an hour. And here I have the finished product, my crab mac and cheese. You'll notice it's nice and crusty on the top from the breadcrumbs. If your breadcrumbs take too long to crisp up, you can go ahead and turn on the broiler. But remember, it only takes a minute or so to crisp up or you're going to wind up with burnt macaroni and cheese. And that's how you make crab mac and cheese. I'm Scott Thompson, the man in the kitchen.